Hi, Vani. How are you doing?
I'm good, ma'am. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Welcome again to Ivy. And
Thank
today we have Vani with us. She is, I'll let her introduce herself, but what we are going to talk about today, a little gist of what our talk is going to be on LinkedIn. So, Vani, as a person who is a fresher and she had completed her studies and did some certification programs and was doing a lot of projects on the side, how she, utilized a platform like LinkedIn, which is typically, used by the professionals, by the corporates, by the recruiters, and how she used LinkedIn to get her good internship projects and good jobs. So, Vani, if you could start a little bit with your basic introduction, like your educational background.
Sure, ma'am. So basically, I've done my graduation in accounting and finance. I passed out last year only in October, and since then I've been studying, data science at Ivy Professional School itself. And because this subject has been so amazing, and all the things about it have been so interesting and creative to me, I've started making my own projects and then posting them on LinkedIn from time to time. So that's a short summary about me here.
Okay, so Vani, how did you, think about, okay, LinkedIn is a good platform where I should start posting my work? Like, what triggered that LinkedIn profile?
So like anybody else, I think I also had a profile which was very dormant before this, but I actually, signed up for this Alpha AI fellowship by the end of September. So over there, we had to post videos every week of the work which we were doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like for 4 to 5 weeks for me. But after that, I just got into this because it was very, very interesting for me. I always loved helping people, or maybe, I wanted to reach people with my work, or maybe help them in some way or the other. So
Mm-hmm.
things out there which I was doing was a really nice way, right? I used to get a lot of comments or messages personally asking, what am I doing? How am I doing this? So that really, motivated me to put out more stuff out there. And
Okay.
that's how I began this cycle of, making something every week and posting it over there.
Okay. So do you think like a fresher, like a lot of people think, okay, when I get into the corporates, when I start working, that's the time I'll start using my LinkedIn profile. It's mostly meant for professional networking. But what are your views when it comes to freshers in using LinkedIn?
I think it's more important for us than compared to corporate people because, first of all, I don't think after getting into a job, I will get time to handle my LinkedIn at all,
Mm-hmm.
right? Besides weekends, and that's not a time we want to go and check out LinkedIn and make content for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, very good platform for freshers, which is like highly underrated right now. People just make their profile and leave it. uh,
Mm-hmm.
Creators are very less on LinkedIn. So I mean, you don't have to be your posts do not have to be perfect or always a video or some of the work which we're doing. It can be also a thought process, right? Anything which you are
Right.
thinking, anything which you have learned, maybe you just saw some new thing which you want to put out there. Just do anything, right? You have to start building up a connection
Right.
because as freshers we want to connect with people, we want to learn more, because that's something which I think, right? Like for example, you have been in the business for such a long time. There's I need to learn much more than you know. I need to learn a lot more than you right now, right?
Correct.
Because I know very little. So connecting with a lot of people from your domain, from other domains, with it helps us a lot to learn. At this point, we're at a learning stage, not doing.
Mm-hmm.
So I personally think it's more important for freshers than corporate people.
It's more important for freshers now. When you were talking about the concept of connections, again, I also get a lot of invites every day for the connecting on LinkedIn. Some people are just looking for jobs, and as soon as I accept, all they send is a resume and they are looking for a job, which I personally feel is little bad way of networking. So
Okay.
if you could help our audience to understand that, like for example, your profile is more into visualizations, right? That's what you build your profile over. So how do you pick who are you going to connect to, and what kind of messages are you sending, or what are you expecting from your connections in LinkedIn?
Yeah. So basically, first of all, I'm into visualization, as you said. So the best way to connect with people, you have a search bar over there in LinkedIn, right? Just search for, maybe I'm using Tableau. Currently, I'm using Tableau. I just simply write Tableau, and you have the option of choosing people or maybe groups or jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So right
Correct.
now I'm trying to connect with people. I'll simply choose people, and in the profile I can see a lot of people, and in the profile it's written Tableau. Someone is learning Tableau. Someone is looking for jobs in Tableau. So
Mm-hmm.
again, you just read their profile. If you think that okay, this person is also learning, maybe we can learn together. This person
Mm-hmm.
is somewhere, maybe I can ask her for tips and things which people accept in the sorry require in the corporate world. So right now, being a fresher, I need this kinds of stuff. So I look at their profile and then I send them the connection request. The best part is to enter these keywords and hashtags which you want.
Okay.
I want Tableau, I want Excel, I want visualization. I put them in, I get those
Mm-hmm.
people, and I send them a request.
And how easy or tough it is for the people to, accept requests, specifically, when you're trying to connect to people around the world, right? Because in Tableau community is huge. People are all over the world are there. A lot of people I've seen in your profile, there are people from who are not from India.
Yeah.
So how easy or how tough it is, and what kind of like, for example, let's say if you ask for help, how ready they are to help you out,
So first of all, Tableau community is amazing. I mean, you reach out to anyone and anyone would help you out. Okay, that's one
right?
thing. But that's the worst thing. Like people send connection requests, and as soon as someone accepts it, you send a message directly asking for help, or maybe sending resumes, like you said.
Hmm.
So that's not just start a conversation like you would start with a person sitting in front of you. You say hi, you introduce yourself, you talk a bit about yourself, and
Mm-hmm.
then okay, you are into this. I want maybe I'm looking for this. Can you help me out? Right?
Correct.
Without giving any kind of context about where you are coming from, you cannot
Uh-huh.
person to leave everything and just come
Right.
in,
And
right?
start working for you.
So the best thing I do is like I personally ask them how they are doing, and I
Mm-hmm.
give a background about myself, like what am I into, and why do I want their help? What am I working on? Why do I
Mm-hmm.
want? And then I ask if you could take out few minutes to help me out,
Sure.
right?
Do you think you should have a portfolio ahead of time so that when you're trying to connect, even these guys take you a little more seriously? Otherwise, if your own portfolio in LinkedIn is completely blank, then it looks like, yeah, you're just another person who's trying to strike a conversation here.
I personally think it makes a lot of difference because when I started using LinkedIn, even I had this, okay, I completed this certificate, I completed this course, only
Mm-hmm.
there on my profile. And the connection request I sent that time are definitely still pending
Right.
because those people, like any other, open my profile, they just see that, I have learned this software, I studied from
Mm-hmm.
it, and this two are the, batches that I've earned or something, and that's about it. So even, being at such a high position, they don't think in any way they be, I would be of any help to them or anything. And already there is like a connection limit on LinkedIn. So
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't personally, if I'm doing something good, I would like to connect with people who might actually benefit from my work.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not putting any work in myself, why would someone else accept my profile? That's something
Okay.
I think.
Okay, now very, very important question I have for you. This is a question that comes to me very often. That how do I build my profile? Like, which data set should I pick, for example? So, how do you do that? Like, because, there is no dearth of data these days. There are so many websites and free, data is there. You can create your own problems into it. So, how did you, like, what is your suggestion for the people who are a little lost in terms of how do I pick a project?
So basically, like my area of interest revolves around certain things. So I try to look up those topics. I see data sets from various sites like Data World, Kaggle, which I think most of the people are aware of.
Mm-hmm.
And then I see the data sets. I mean, sometimes I don't understand them, so I don't waste my time, a lot of time to understand them at all. Because if there's no column description, no data dictionary, I don't go there, right? So I think again, keywords help you a lot. People don't really go on Google and search things. They go around asking other people's, is this I mean, do you know about this, do you know about
Yeah,
this?
I agree.
So at least for once you'll get a lot of things over there, right?
Correct.
I have these few sites which I like. Data World is nice, Kaggle is nice. So I enter my keywords, I see data sets which pop up, I look for them. I mean, are they easy to understand? I mean, do
Hmm.
they have the columns which I need for analysis? If that's like if all the criteria are meeting, I download them and work upon them. And again, for the people who are, maybe for Tableau or any other software, if they are using, they want data. There is this Makeover Monday site, which, which uploads data sets every Monday for
Mm-hmm.
people around the world. I mean, it's from the Tableau community, but then you can use any software to visualize it or do anything with it. Data is
Correct.
out, and it has been happening since 2017. So I'm sure there's a lot of data over there if you
A
want.
lot of data is there. Correct. And you also got selected by Tableau as the Whiz of today.
Yes, yes.
That must be a good feeling to have.
Very surprising and very good.
Very good feeling. Great. Uh, if you could also help the audience to understand what kind of content, I know you've spoken about it, but as a fresher, there's a lot of hesitation to what should I put because it's like a public platform. So a lot of people might, if it's a good thing, it's a bad thing, what should I write? What type of content should it be like a statement I should put out there? Should I put my project? Should I put my certificate? Should it be video? Should it be a post? How can you, what is your recommendation for them?
So again, it depends on what you are looking for. Like if I'm looking for a job, I was very much into visualization. So I knew that, I had to make projects on it. I have to work on it to be able to sit in the interview and answer questions, right? Because practical knowledge at the end is matters much more than in any certificates. Uh,
Absolutely.
so I started working on them and I was like, okay, if I'm working, I'm spending time, why not put it out there? Ask people for their feedback, what they think about it. So it
Mm-hmm.
started that way. I'm interested in visualization, I'll go for it. If you are, someone who is doing using Python, using R or something, there's a lot of things which you can do with that. You can do an entire project, put it out on some blog site, maybe Medium or anywhere. You can have a Jupyter notebook link also you can put out there at give a small summary like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I've this is my link to the post or link to my lab notebook. So it doesn't matter if you put like, obviously, if you want to explain something which is long, you put out videos. If you want to show some snippet, like I put photos of my dashboards, and I also add the link, interactive link to the dashboard, right?
Right.
So just make it a clutter, give a short snippet of what you have put, and
Mm-hmm.
if it's you, put a link so that people can go. If it's small, put a snippet. So it again depends what you want to put out there. If you don't have something right now, if you have only thoughts, then please go ahead and post your thoughts also. Just
Mm-hmm.
start somewhere. Once
To
you
start
start,
somewhere.
you
Correct. Right. And you don't think, a lot of people are hesitant because thinking that they might get some negative comments, but have you come across any of the things nobody is there, right?
in fact, it's very good. Some of the people come with feedbacks, Vani, you should have done that. Maybe you should have gone with that color combination, or maybe that axis is wrong. So that's actually a good thing. I did not notice that. Someone else did.
Mm-hmm. So positive, constructive feedback is there.
Very much.
Okay. Also wanted to ask you, is there a schedule that you follow?
Yes. So if you see, like all the social media sites have their day and time, which is best for the algorithm as per their algorithm for posting. And
Okay.
LinkedIn is Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It's like the best days to post. And
Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. Okay.
yeah,
And what
and
time?
yeah. So it's like lunchtime, around morning to lunchtime,
Mm-hmm.
and evening for around, I guess, 4 to 6, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
But never putting it out there in the morning so that that crowd also watches, evening crowd also sees the post. So I think the best time for me is 10 to 12, the time span of 10 to 12. That works best for me.
All right. And based on the work that you've done, your LinkedIn profile and the networking that you did, have recruiters, knocked at your doors, offering some jobs or some internship opportunities, some project opportunities as a consultant?
Yes, surprisingly, yes. So I did get a few initial internship interview calls at least to this when I was in the at the beginning stage. I
Mm-hmm.
did few interviews, but then my skill set was not at all like not good, so that did not go good. But then I'm actually working and interning somewhere, and I got that job through LinkedIn. They
Okay.
saw my work, they wanted to interview me, and the best part was that they asked me to explain one of my projects because
Hmm.
they have seen I've done so many. So I just picked it up, and because I was so familiar with it, it worked, in my benefit. All I can say is that.
Right. So typically, this is how interviews are happening these days. That they want to know your work, even if you join some kind of institute where you're taking a training and you've done an amount of projects. But that's what everybody has done. Then what's so unique about Vani, or what's so unique about me that I have done, different from others? So that is, you are also agreeing to that. That that
Yes.
is something which is important. Work on the projects, and that's what the interviews is all about.
Very important. In fact, some people who are always running behind certificates, but I haven't received the certificate yet. I mean, in none of the interviews, they will ask, okay, show me the certificate. You have answered all the questions. Now show me the certificate.
I know. Certificate is just for I think, our satisfaction that we earned it, but it's actually the practical knowledge that will get you through the interviews that these guys are going to ask.
Exactly.
Good, good. So, any quick three tips that you can think of your head, Vani, just like your visualization, Chris? Three quick tips that you want the audience that they can, take away from this talk of ours.
For LinkedIn or for my
LinkedIn.
visualization?
LinkedIn.
Okay. So first thing, please start. Please start. Don't procrastinate. Do anything. Maybe it's a text, a blog, a video, nothing. Sorry, anything. Just do something,
Hmm.
right? Secondly, I'm sure each one of us in this lockdown must have done something, a small project, maybe half of it. So just think, just put it out there. I'm sure you'll get some kind of review or feedback, which will definitely motivate you to do much more,
Mm-hmm.
right? And the third part is, if you have not started yet, you can seriously, there's a lot of content online, which you can utilize. So make a project and do it right away. Don't procrastinate.
Don't
Don't.
waste your time thinking about it anymore.
Don't.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much, Vani. It's always a pleasure talking to you. And I really hope people get inspired by how you have taken your career graphs. It's wonderful looking at your, your work. I always, look forward to your visualizations on LinkedIn to see what, interesting things that you've done. So it's
Me too.
wonderful, having you as a connection all the time.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
All right, Vani. Take care and thank you once again.
You too. Bye.
Bye.